Hey. It's a late night edition of the Real Spiels Del K. Barrington. I'm on my way to the gym. But I would be remiss if I didn't talk about this. I got a couple of things to talk about in respect to this conversation with Coach Prime. Listen, I don't know. I know how many going to get in here for this live. Not sure how many going to get in here for this live, but I need to let you know. Hoping this thing cooperates with me. I need to switch this up. I need to change this bad boy. They don't want to cooperate now. Coach Prime needs his dime. I don't know what to tell you. Coach Prime needs his dime. This is an after dark edition of the Real Spiel, and I got some things to say while I'm on my way to make sure that I'm just the fittest immortal in the world. Listen to me. For those that are going to come in later, for those that are going to see it later, first and foremost, support the channel. Come on, support the channel. We got a lot of things in here for everybody. We build in communities. We setting people free from ignorance. We're creating a platform for movements. We're building reparation funds. Oh, and the list goes on. We educating across multiple ethnic platforms. There's a lot happening in here. This is a mixed bag. I'm talking to Israel, Africa, Illinois tonight. Listen, this thing is going wherever you want it to go, but you got to come with me. Support the channel. Subscribe. That's the number one thing. Share it in your Facebook groups. Share it in your WhatsApp groups. All right. Let them know that the movement is being televised on YouTube. So, Coach Prime. For those who don't know the scenario, Deion Sanders is a football coach. He's an ex-professional football player, fantastic football player, and he was formerly, let's start there, the coach of Jacksonville State. Is it Jacksonville State? Is that it? I believe that's what it was. And they had a pretty good season. Heck of a season under him. He did an amazing job. And of course, it's a black school. Sorry, brother. It's a black school. And he took that school to a championship, apparently. Heck of a job. And he got a new job in a white school, Colorado, Jackson State. Thank you very much. Jackson State, not Jacksonville, Jackson State. And he got a new job in a white school, Colorado. The University of Colorado. Don't know if it's state, but I believe it's the University of Colorado. Let's go this way. The streets are all cut off. And he's being, I would say, criticized to somewhat over scrutinized for his desire and his choice to leave this black school. And I'm not sure if that school is an HBCU. I'm not sure 100%. You guys can affirm that for me. Remember, I'm out here in Canada. I know it's a black school. I know it's in a black area. I know it's a black demographic in that school. And much more than Colorado. And he's being scrutinized and criticized for making a decision to go to Colorado. Now let's look at the numbers. At the University of Jacksonville, right? Jackson State. Is it Jackson State? Somebody write this properly for me. It's Jackson State. I get Jacksonville mixed up. Jackson State University. Thank you very much, brother. Thank you very much. Jackson State University. He's making $1.2 million. $1.2 million at Jackson State University. That's a pretty good salary. It is a HBCU. Thank you very much. So I've been confirmed by my smart people out here. You guys know better than me, because I'm just a country boy out here in Canada. I'm reporting on your news. You understand? But I know that he's making $1.2 million a year. Nice chunk of change. Whew. Nice chunk of change. Right? Doing well. $1.2 million a year to coach a football team. Wow. However, Colorado's paying him $5 million. $5 million. 5 times the salary. He's getting 1.2. They're going to pay him 5 or just under 5. But this 5 times the amount of money. 5 times the amount of money. And the question remains, should he have left the HBCU school, gone over to a middle grade, not even a top tier university. That's not even a top tier university. Probably won't even get no TV coverage. But should he have left the HBCU, the black school, took his talents to Colorado? This is what the issue is on the table. And this is what I've come here to tonight to discuss. Now, there was a time when black kids could not even play for these schools. There was a time where the HBCU universities, that's where black athleticism lived. However, now these other schools, the white schools, realize that it's truly big business to allow blacks, and of course, to play in their schools. And we know it's been going on for most of us been alive. And he is, just another individual in the long list of people who have gone on to coach at these great white schools. And the HBCU schools, of course, they don't get the publicity. They don't get the support, even from the black community. It's great to be part of their school. It's great to say that I went to an HBCU, but do the checkbooks come out? That doesn't necessarily happen, right? And so the HBCUs find themselves ill-equipped to compete when it comes to, a coach of his caliber being stolen away by schools that simply have way more money. Way more money. And the question is, should members of the black community do this? Should this be something that is done where you clearly have a level up over there 5 times? Yeah, a lot. For Deion Sanders, it might not be life-changing, but for another coach, where you could make 5 times the amount of money to go to a middle of the road white school, or to stay in a top tier HBCU, and you're doing great, but you're making comparatively, because $1.2 million ain't chicken change, but comparatively, it's chicken change when a school can pay you 5 times more, and school's not even a top school, right? Should you do it? This goes down to a much deeper question about the black nation. Much bigger question. This is not about the economy of where Deion Sanders should choose to invest his time to coach a children's game and who should pay him more. This is a much deeper question than that. Because the basics of the economy, we know 5 is more than 1. But it's a much bigger statement, it's a much bigger conversation. The conversation is not, did Deion Sanders leave one school to make more money in another school? The conversation is not, did Deion Sanders leave the black community to coach a school in a non-black community, because we know those schools can still recruit black kids, and black kids can come to Colorado and whatever, and there's probably black people in Colorado. I don't know why. I know that place cold. Canada's cold. I'm sure Colorado's cold. That's not the question. The question is the black nation itself. There is a brain drain. There is a resource drain happening, pulling out of the black nation. And black community, you have a nation. You are a nation inside of a nation. And what takes place with you all the time is your resources are sucked out of you. Every time there's greatness in the black community, then I'm going to stop calling you the black community, because in America, you're a black nation. What happens is the white power structure, of course, sees greatness in you and says we can afford to take your greatness, and they offer themselves to suck your greatness out. And so what is taking place isn't that Deion is selling out. He's not selling out. He's taking a job that pays 5 times more than the other job. What he's doing, listen to me, even unbeknownst to him, he is committing national treason. That's what he's actually doing. He's not selling out. Because if America was a black nation, an entire black nation, and one school could pay somebody more, that's just economics. Under the mindset that you are all living in one nation, what he's doing makes perfect sense. But under my concept that you are not living in one nation, you are actually a nation in a nation, and that he hasn't now taken a job in a new company or in a new school, he's actually taken a job in a new country, in a new nation, and there has been a resource drain from the black nation. What is happening is that the black community is actually being engaged in economic treason, and it doesn't know it. Now, treason normally is an offense that causes you to lose your nationality, right? And so this is what we do. We cancel people when they commit black treason. That's why Charles Barkley, these guys can't come back. Malika Andrews can't come back. Shaq can't come back. All these people can't come back because in our minds, no, you have committed treason to the black nation. And we see it easily when it's a conversation about race. But when it's a conversation about money, we don't see it as easily. And Deion isn't doing it because Deion is trying to be malicious. Deion is doing it because Deion believes himself to be in a macro economy. Thank you. Amazing season. Yeah, they had a great season. Hey, how you doing, brother? He was making $500K. He gave back $200K. Wow. He gave money back. That's amazing. So I heard they were having trouble and stuff like that. I heard the stuff wasn't like, I know, like I went to a small school, and my boy who came from Canada too, in America, remember, in America, and he came and he went to Howard, and when he came to my university, he was like, whew, your university is like the kitchen and the cafeteria, the setup, he was like, bro, it's not like this in Howard. I was like, really? I'm shocked, because I'm thinking HBCU, Howard University, I'm like, wow, bro, you must be having an amazing black experience down there. It's like, not so much. Right? So I know it's a struggle sometimes. They don't have the same facilities. They don't have the same funding. They don't have. I get that. Now, this is it. The black community, which is not a community anymore, it's a nation in America, needs to see itself as a nation. That's part one. Part two, your schools, your universities, your HBCUs are what educate your nation. And therefore, what should be taking place automatically, the minute that Colorado, watch this, I'm gonna mess with your brain right here. The minute that Colorado steps in and steals something out of the black nation, what should take place is a tariff, right? When a foreign government is able to offer its goods for cheaper in a domestic economy, to protect the economy, what does the government do? It sets tariffs. It taxes those goods so that the domestic person doesn't say, I'm just going to buy foreign goods because the foreign goods are cheaper, right? Watch this. When a foreign company or a foreign nation steals black talent and says, come play for us, come coach with us, what should take place is they should now have to provide the same amount of money that they're paying him they should have to pay that to the next coach. They should put that money back into the same program. JSU should be getting $5 million additionally from Colorado to replace what they have taken out of Colorado. So now Colorado can replace Deion Sanders with a coach of similar aptitude. You hear what I'm saying? Because that is essentially robbing the black community. And it doesn't just happen in athletics, right? I'm sure it happens with educators too. Absolutely. Black youths were going there because he was there. Absolutely. And when he goes to Colorado, they're going to follow him. Some of the kids might say, Coach, I'm coming with you. I'm not staying here. You recruited me here. Now you're leaving. I'm coming with you. Where the heck am I going? I'm coming with you, Coach. I'm not leaving. I'm not sitting here when you're not here. I don't know who they're going to replace you with. I don't know who they're going to put here to coach me. I came here because of you, Prime. So this is the whole thing about building a nation, understanding this should be a national uproar in your community, not taxing Deion. Deion can't be taxed. You can't tax him because he's under the misnomer that he's actually functioning within the economy of the United States of America, when he's really functioning within two economies, the economy of the United States of America and the economy of the black nation, the unnamed nation that is the black nation. He's functioning within two economies. And when he leaves with his skill sets, he leaves with his gifts, and he doesn't leave alone. He takes the resources of that nation with him. And now he makes Colorado richer, because Colorado now, the University of Colorado, they're going to have those players' names. They're going to be able to sell merch. They're going to be able to get television deals that they couldn't get last year. I'm sure Deion's contract pertains to certain TV deals too, that he's not only going to get $5 million, but if the TV money gets big, he gets big. Come on. So he has not just left and absconded with simply his own skill set. No, he's left and absconded with a lot of other things too that have been taken out of that school. A lot of money. A lot of money is gone. A lot of resources are gone. A lot of attention are gone. Next year, watch what could have happened. They could have brokered a deal to say, hey, we're such a good school, let's get some TV money in here. Let's get some TV money in here. Coach, we're going to get some TV money in here. We're going to pay you $7 million. The TV money is going to take care of the gap. Who wants to live in Colorado? Who wants to move from is Jackson State? That's in Florida. Is that in Florida? Or is it? But I'm sure it's not in Colorado. I'm sure it's in a place that's a lot warmer. I don't know. Jacksonville. I just keep thinking Jacksonville. Jackson State University. Where is that? Tell me where that is. I bet you somewhere warm. That's in where? Mississippi. Won't get much warmer than that. He went from Mississippi to cold Colorado for $5 million. And guess what? If you're looking at it from a perspective that, well, the man's money is his money, you can't blame the man. He took his money. I do understand that argument. But there's a bigger argument. There's an argument that literally has to be answered in the court system. That has to be answered in the civil system, and the understanding of what it is. These folks don't even let a brother park. And the understanding of what it means to be a black nation. A black nation cannot keep competing with the robbing of their resources from other nations. That's an incredible competition that just you're gonna keep losing that battle. 5 million in zero crime city. Yeah, well, ain't no such thing as a zero crime city. It's an unreported crime city, probably. He was becoming too influential to black youth, so they offered him another job. The University of Colorado will definitely get richer. You can see all the attention they're getting. Absolutely. A lot of black youths were going there because, yeah. Good evening, Coco B, and everybody in the chat. He became too powerful. Shalom. Yeah, Mississippi. Colorado is beautiful. His stuff was stolen from his office, and one of his sons had their trucks burglarized. It was just a matter of time before one of his sons was robbed at gunpoint or worse. Ooh, that's a lot. I didn't know that. It appears he wanted to coach in the major college stage, yes, but he can make anything major. I didn't know about the whole robbery thing. But you know what, guys? And in the words of the great Lawrence Fishburne, for boys in the hood, you can't be afraid of your own people. You can't be afraid of your own people. But the economics of the situation, it makes it, an impossible thing to refuse and to turn down from his perspective. But when these things happen, and this is something that has to be a conversation with Congress, it has to be a conversation with the educational departments of states. The state of Mississippi literally should sue the state of Colorado and say, we have lost a treasure, an institution to the fair market, but we need compensation. The community needs compensation. Because what is definitely taking place, no matter how you look at it, what is definitely taking place is that black kids in Mississippi no longer have a very, very good coach to coach them anymore. That's the bottom line, because another state has the money to pay him to leave. And boil it down, the HBCU community at large, the entire community at large has lost a great resource. It's true. And so I'm not going to criticize Deion. I can't, because Deion is operating on a level that is smaller than what I'm talking about. When we're talking about nationalism in America, we need national figures to stand up and say simple things that they would say when they tried to trade Chris Paul. David Silver's Stern got up and said, hey, nope, we're canceling that. Can't do that. It's too much of an imbalance. We're going to compensate them in other ways. We're going to figure this thing out, right? Sorry, Deion. Deion, you can go. However, you got to find a replacement for yourself that's just on the same level. Colorado, you can have him, but you got to replace that money the same money you're paying him, you got to pay this HBCU that money. Don't they do that in the NBA? When the NBA signs a European player that's under contract, right? They got to buy that contract out. Deion Sanders is worth $5 million. I agree, he's worth $5 million. I don't know if they can pay it in Mississippi, but something has to take place. I can't look at Deion Sanders in the context of who he is as a human being and judge him for doing something that is academic that most of us would just have to do. We would just have to do. I don't know if Deion has to do it based on who he is financially, but most of us would have to do that perspective to keep seeing that these schools that normally would not even have let kids of that ethnicity in back in the day, in my lifetime. Remember, 67 years ago, to this date, we're standing in it. This is the Montgomery boycott 67 years ago to the day. Today, the Montgomery boycott was happening 67 years ago to this day. So we are still in time where people were alive. There might have been little girls and boys when they were walking down the streets in Montgomery and people couldn't even ride on a doggone bus. And now they can just pick them up and say, hey, come on over here and coach us. Coach our little kids over here. But the black nation, as I'm saying, as a nation, it's a shame. And the HBCUs, they don't get the type of support that they should be getting for these traditional black colleges, the money that should be going to them. They should be an institution, man. They should be an institution. They should have nothing. They should lack nothing. They should be like Harvard and Princeton and Yale. They should lack absolutely nothing. The funding they should just be institutions that money just, oh yeah, we're just giving. I know they said Obama gave all this money to them, and they said Trump gave more money to them in recent time. And yes, they could pay Deion Sanders $1.2 million to coach, which is a heck of a salary for any program and for any coach at any college. But my perspective is this: Colorado could pay you $5 million. Jeepers creepers. Was there even a counter offer? Did they even come back and say, hey, Deion, they're gonna give you 5? Okay, baby, we're gonna give you 7. We're gonna give you 7. But stay right here. We're gonna clean it up. We're gonna assign security to your sons. Your stuff got broken into, brand new vehicle right away. Every time they break into one, we're gonna buy you another one. Simple. You break the glass, you got a flat tire, boom, we're gonna buy you another vehicle. We're gonna make sure you're comfortable here in Mississippi. I don't know. That's what I would have done. So the school gets the money. They choose not to adequately pay their coaches. I don't know. This reminds me of what they did when they went to Africa and they took the best. I don't know. $1.2 million to me, I can't call that inadequate pay. I can't call that inadequate pay myself. I got to say that's pretty good money. But $5 million is a deal breaker. It's like, whoa, okay, well, you showed up to the party serious. You came to the party and listen, it's like the girl that wants to hold your hand, and then the other girl shows up in lingerie and says, hey, baby, you know what time it is. It's like, oh, okay, this is a done deal. This deal. They closed the deal immediately with Deion. There was no negotiation when you say, you're making a $1 million, pay you 5. Oh, sold. There was no negotiation, and the way that he decided to leave, it was like it wasn't even hard. It was out, gone. He said she got negligee on, lipstick, high heels. She got the room rented. I'm staying at the Hyatt. I was in Motel 6. No, I'm out. He was gone, man. Listen, I just wanted to come in and say my little 2 words about that. I feel that America needs to see itself as 2 nations, and when communities of color lose, even, I don't care what you lose. I don't care if you lose a pencil. I don't care if you use a paper towel. When you lose great resources, they must be replaced, because this sets the balance of how the equity in America works. Because losing Deion loses TV deals. Watch this. All the trades, all the businesses, all the things that are affected. The little hot dog vendor in Mississippi was making money. Everybody with the lemonade stand was making money in Mississippi when Deion had a game. Everybody was making money. You understand? This thing is not a normal, it's a loss. It's a major loss. It's an economic travesty. But Deion got $5 million, so. Anyways, love, peace, and hair grease. I'm gonna go to the gym. I got a couple hours left to work out. And greetings to everybody. Deion wants a front and national program, and he jumped at the first one to offer it. You know it's gonna flop. He already is getting paid, by Aflac for all those TV. But Colorado ain't gonna win nothing. Colorado ain't no big school. That's not a big school. Anyways, I got LA Fitness out here. I go to LA Fitness so when I come to America, to your country, I can work out and I don't have to pay another membership. So I keep my LA Fitness because I know it's an American company. I'm gonna go get buff. I'm gonna see if I can come back. I got a lot to talk about tonight, but I gotta put it in pieces for you guys. But I had to come out here and give you a live. I hadn't given you a live in a couple of days. I keep waiting for my guests. One of my guests had some issues, and hopefully I'll have him on. But that's what I've been waiting for. So love, peace, and hair grease. Thank you, everybody. This is Big Del. This is The Real Spiel. Like, share, and subscribe. Please support the channel. Support the channel. I know the things that I say sometimes have people a little bit squirrely, and that's probably why the algorithm doesn't love me as much anymore. But you know what? It's okay. Love, peace, and hair grease. We'll talk soon.